Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim samskritam vyasam tato jayam. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 5, verse number 25. So we read these two very popular verses about 9 devotional limbs, beginning with hearing, and we read a very nice explanation of Jiva Goswami on that. So basically this is the heart of Bhakti, what is stated here. This is what Bhakti Yoga is all about, what is just put in 2 verses. So Hiranyakashipu, when he heard this, then he became furious. He completely freaked out. So that is natural, because non-devotees cannot tolerate anything about devotees. Everything looks weird to them. Even their food says, why do people don't eat meat? Why are you vegetarian? Right? And what is this mud on your face? So everything looks very weird to them, and it was also to Hiranyakashipu. So therefore when he heard this, he became very angry. He says, Nisamye etat sutta vacho Hiranyakashipus tada Guruputram vachedam Rosha praspuritadhara. So when Hiranyakashipu, when he heard, we are just reading the story of Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu, and we just did these 2 wonderful verses, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. So when Hiranyakashipu heard this, the words of his own son, then he was mad with anger, and his lips were quivering. Prasfurita adara. Like when someone becomes very angry, you can see that he can hardly speak. Because what happens that when there is an anger, then the airs in the body, they become disturbed. That's what emotions usually disturb, the airs in the body. So anger also disturbs that. Your face becomes red, and if you are very angry, then your whole body can start shaking. So in case of him, at least he's saying only the lips were shaking. And probably his blood pressure went up. So he was so angry that he spoke to the sons of his Guru Shukracharya, because they were the teacher of his son. So he said the following words to them. He said, Brahma bandho kim etatte vipaksham shrayata sata asaram grahito balo mamanadritya durmate. So immediately, of course, he was very proud. There was no authority among him. Although they are the sons of his Guru, and Guru's son has to be treated just with the same respect as Guru, but he is calling him as Brahma Bandhu. This means a disqualified Brahmana. And Durmate means who has basically stupid. So you stupid fellow, so-called Brahmana. What is this? Kimetate. What have you done? Vipaksham Shretasita. You have taken shelter of my enemies, and now you are spoiling the brain of my child, teaching all about this bhakti. So non-devotees, they actually think that devotion is the worst thing which can happen to somebody. Therefore, in the West they have deprogrammers. If someone's son joins some spiritual society, they catch him and then get him deprogrammed. So Hiranyakashipu is thinking that his son got brainwashed with the help of the teachers. So he says, Asaram grahito balo mamanadritya durmate. That you have made my son learn asar, means something useless, worthless, which is of no value. and because he is a bala, he is a child, so he does not understand what is good or what is bad, and it's all your fault because he was under your care. So therefore he is very upset. And then he says, Santi hiya sadhavo loke durmatras chadma vedinaha veshinaha tesam udetya ghamkale rogaha patikanamiva. So he says that in this world there are many asadhus or wicked people who go around incognito. They dress like sadhus, but inside they are very wicked. So this you can find in all holy places. There are a lot of criminals living in Vrindavan in the dress of holy people. They basically do crime, murder, and then this is a very nice place to hide. And then they are the one who get into some ashram and do politics and kill the guru and take the property. Many times these people come and become disciple only with the intention to grab the property. And because they are criminal, they don't mind doing it. And they are very bold and they have their links, so they are also dangerous. I know many stories, real stories like this here in Vrindavan. So he says that Santi hiya sadhavo loke, that there are many wicked people in the world. Durmetras chadma veshina, they are not friendly, but they hide themselves. So, but he says that after some time the truth comes out. So, tesam udeti agham kale, rogaha patikanam. So, just like somebody commits a sin, then the sin will manifest as a disease. According to Ayurveda, and also in the Smriti Shastra, if you read Yagyavalkya Smriti, Manusmriti, then they describe what kind of sin will give what kind of disease in the next birth. So he says that just as from the disease you can make an inference what sinful activity this person might have done, in the same way when you do something wrong, then sooner or later the truth actually comes out. This is a very interesting thing about the truth, that it finds its ways. It's like water seeps through and comes in somehow. You'll find some leakage somewhere. So similarly, those people who do crime or who do sinful activities, although they are very careful, but the truth also leaves its stamp, and sooner or later they get caught. They may not be punished, but at least it is revealed. So what he is saying is that you people are trying to actually work against me, but now, and you brought this child to me, thinking that you have educated him nicely, but he has come up with the truth, and this is all your rascaldom. So you deserve to be punished for that. This is what he implies. So there is not really much commentary on this. So in the last verse he says, Vishnu Chakravarti says that Madhvari Pakshvarti Tvam Etavad Dinante Bhadrane Vyakto Abhu Tadadyevate Samuchita Dakshinam Dasyam. He says that you are actually taking the side of my enemy. You are colluding with my enemy, and now after such a long time it has been revealed, and therefore I will give you nice dakshina for that. Because they are guru and their gurus have to get a guru dakshina, so he said, I will do some puja for you now, just wait. iti arthantarasya nyasena santi iti. So this is the arthantara nyas. When you say one statement, meaning is another one. So dushtam maitryam mitratvam yesham te. So durmatram means that their friendship actually ends up in enmity. That is called durmatram. And agham dveshadikam udeti daivat prakati bhavati. And the sin becomes revealed sooner or later, such as if you are friendly with somebody but inside you actually hate that person, then sometime it will come out in your statements or your behavior or you speak to others. So he says, you actually are my enemies and now I know it very well. So daivat prakati bhavati roga iti, just like the disease comes to a sinful person. And then he quotes a statement, Brahmaha akshaya rogo shat surapashyavadantakaha swarnahari tu kunakhi duscharma guru talpaga. So he says that one who kills a Brahmana, he will get tuberculosis, TB. And surapashyavadantaka, who drinks liquor, he will get bad teeth. This is specifically for the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are not supposed to drink. And Swarnahari tu kunakhi, one who steals gold, he will have crooked nails. And duscharma guru talpaga, and if one has sexual relationship with one's guru's wife, then he will have a skin disease. So in Ayurveda they have three types of treatment: Yukti Vipasada, Daiva Vipasada, and Sattva Avjaya. Right? So Daiva Vipasada is a divine treatment. And this is specifically meant for the diseases which are coming because of the past. Because diseases come in two ways. One, because of the past sinful activity, or because of the wrong lifestyle now. Not that every disease is coming because of the past. That's not true. So Ayurveda says that those diseases which come because of the previous karma, they cannot be cured by the normal medicine. You have to do some divine treatment. So just yesterday I got a call from one lawyer in Atlanta, Georgia. Somehow he found out my name, and he is an attorney dealing with criminal cases from the government, federal government side. I don't know how the system works, but he is attorney for the federal government. And he probably is having a case with some Indian Swami. So he was asking me, he wrote me an email that I would like to call you and ask you some questions. I gave him time yesterday. And then he started asking me that, do you know about Atharva Veda? I said yes. And he said, what is black magic? And does Atharva Veda deal with black magic? So I said, yeah, there are some black magic. There are many mantras about Vashikarana, Chadana, Maran, etc. And then he started asking about this Swami specifically. And Swami is charging $100 for doing this treatment. So I was explaining how it works. So in Ayurveda they have this. Charak Samhita also speaks that you can cure diseases by also doing yajna, chanting mantras, or giving charity, doing parikramas, or feeding sadhus, Vaishnavas. So these types of things, they are prescribed, they are all part of divine treatment, Daivyapasya. So the point here which is being made is that the disease then informs. Someone may commit sinful activity and no one knows, but it will come in the form of disease, then what can you do? And in the olden days people knew about it, so they will know that this is the reason. So in the same way he says that you have actually worked against me, and therefore you need to be punished. So this Guru Putra, the son of Shukracharya, he became obviously very scared, afraid, because he didn't do it. Frankly speaking, it was not his role. He was teaching all the politics to Prahlad, as we read. So therefore he tells this, and he has already asked this to Prahlad earlier, that from where did you get all this knowledge? And he said that this is just natural to me. So he speaks here, he says, Namat pranitam na para pranitam suto vadye satavendra shatro naisargikiyam matirasya rajan niyachyamanyu kadadas namana. So he says that this knowledge which he has given to you, we have not taught him, and no one else has taught this to him. So how did he get it? He says Naisargiki, this is natural. He was born with it. So of course later on Prahlad will reveal that he heard it from Narada, but as far as they are concerned, there is no one who has taught him in this life. Like many times some people are born genius. They know many things from their past. They become expert in some musical instrument. Even at the age of 6 or 7 they are giving concert. So that is Nasargiki. That knowledge is coming from the past life. They have not picked it up in this life. It's only that their samskaras get revived. So Prahlad is also like that. Nobody taught him. So therefore he says that Namat pranitam na para pranitam sutovati esatav indra shatro. He says that your son himself is saying this. We have asked him and he has revealed this to us, that this is all natural. So you are Indra Shatru, and Niyacha Manyum, please control your anger, because an angry man, you never know what he can do. So Kadadas Memana, so don't try to harm us, because we are not at fault, we have not made any plots against you. Hendra Shatro iti mai dine brahmane kopaste nochita iti bhava. So he says that you are Indra Shatru. Why he is calling him Indra Shatru? He says your enemy is Indra, not me. I am a poor Brahmana. So don't think that I am your enemy. I have no qualification to be your enemy, and what will I gain by being your enemy? He is already supplying them everything what they need. So why he has to do anything? So he says, Mai dine brahmane kopaste nochita no asmabhyam kat kutsitam dosam masmada. So he says, please don't try to find fault in us, because nothing has been done. Mai dosaropana mahaprathayate. This is some special usage actually, grammatically kalada. So Narada Vacha, Narada, he is explaining this story to Yudhishthira. He says, Guruna evam prati prokto bhuya hasura sutam nached guru mukhiyam te kuto bhadra sati matihi. So Hiranyakashipu, somehow he believed this teacher, son of Shukracharya, and he could understand that there is no gain for him to do this. And why should he tell lies to me? So when he was thus countered by his teacher, or Prahlad's teacher, then the Asura, he spoke to his son that if it is not taught by the Guru, then oh you nonsense boy, from where you got this knowledge? So Gurumukhi Mukha means mouth. One is supposed to get knowledge from the Guru by hearing, then that knowledge is called Guru Mukhi. So previously there was a custom that people will not read books themselves. They will hear it from the mouth of the teacher. Even when they studied and if new book is there, they will take it to the teacher and they will say, just please recite it. That is called Guru Mukhi Karam. It's like you offer food to the Lord and then you eat. So now about knowledge, about everything, the custom was like that. Like we read yesterday, Jiva Goswami was also writing this, that even when you recite or chant, then you think that you are following the previous acharyas. Should have that. So this was the Vedic system. Not feeling oneself as independent. The whole culture of Vedic culture was not to get this idea of being independent and that this is my own knowledge, I got it myself, because then the pride will come that I know it and I know more than my teacher. So there are even stories that the student will learn something from a different teacher and then he will come and give it to his Guru and then hear from him. So they also surrendered to the Guru, that it has to be Guru Mukhi. So now he is raising the same question, that if it is not Guru Mukhi, then how do you know it? Because knowledge comes only through the Guru. So if your Guru has not taught you, then from where you got this? Now he is investigating. He is intrigued by Prahlad's behavior. Somewhere I was reading, Vallabhacharya has an interesting commentary for this. He says that Jain Vijay, they were cursed. Remember the story we read earlier, they were the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu. And they were cursed. They are the one who became Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And they were cursed by the Kumaras. And then when they were cursed, then Lord came and he was trying to pacify the Kumaras. And then he told Jain Vijay that he can go, don't worry. Ma bhasta samastu me, let peace be on you. And you go, and you have to now go through this curse. So at that time, these Sanakadis, the four Kumara brothers, they actually understood that how much Lord loves his devotees. Because he said this, that they have committed offense to you, and because they are my servants, so I am responsible for that. So they understood that how much he loves and how stupid we are, that we are trying to curse his intimate associates. So then they decided to become Prahlad. So the Kumaras are the one who became Prahlad, so that they thought that when they will become demoniac, we will remind him about the Lord. So that's why he is teaching him. He said Sravanam that this is the best education. And now Prahlad will again say the same thing because he was fearless. So he says that it is Kumaras who took birth as son of Hiranyakashipu. So Prahlad Uvacha, Prahlad, he said, Matirna Krishna Paratah Svatova Mithobhipadyeta Griha Vratanam Anantago Bhirvistanta Mishram Puna Punascharvitas Charvananam. So now Prahlad is explaining from where he has got this knowledge. He said that this knowledge about devotion which I am speaking, it cannot come by someone else teaching it to you or preaching to you. Matirna Krishna Paratah Svatova, nor by one's own deliberation, intelligence. So many times people ask this question, why do we need a guru? So it may be true on other paths, but not on bhakti. Because Prahlad says that it is not possible that you can attain matirna Krishna, that your absorption in God, your devotion to God, mati in Krishna, to fix your mind on Krishna, that is the devotion. So he says this is not possible by someone's talking or by one's own deliberation or by a combination of this. Mithva vipadyeta griha vratanam, for those people who are determined to remain in materialistic life. Griha means the place of sense enjoyment. That is the only difference between ashram and house. Otherwise everything is there in the house, everything is there in the ashram. It's only the consciousness which is different. So griha vratanam, people who are dedicated, those who have fixed their mind, their intelligence, their life only to gratify their senses, they cannot become devoted to God by any of processes which are known. So why is that? He says adanta gobhir visutam tamishram, because they have uncontrolled senses, as it was said about Hiranyakashipu himself, that he was ajitendriya. Although he had so much opulence and so much wealth, so much power, even yogic perfections, but he was dissatisfied because the senses were not under his control. He was the slave of his senses. So he says, therefore these people, because they are adanta gobhir, they don't have control over their senses, so vishatam tamishram, they enter into darkness. They remain confused about how to actually lead your life so that you can remain peaceful and happy. That is the darkness. They don't have light in their head. And what do? Punas charvita charvananam. They keep on chewing the same thing which we have chewed. And they have the chewing gum. So this is called punas charvita charvananam, going on chewing the same thing. So they are always chewing chewing gum. He says that is their pleasure. What is the pleasure of materialistic people? Chewing the chewing gum. So he says, He Bhadra Asti Asati Vastutastu Bhadra Sati Sarvottam. So he was calling Prahlad's mind as Asati, Asati Mati. So Asati means unchaste, wicked, wrong, improper. But he gives a twist to the meaning, means that which is unparalleled in chasteness. Yasmat parma satirna asti sarvottama, best. That actually Prahlad, his intelligence was not improper, but the topmost intelligence. In Sanskrit you can do all this play on words. So then he says, Satyam iyam Krishna Vishaya Matir Bhavan Mate Asati Ev. He says, yes, you are right. My mind is fixed on Krishna, and according to you, that is unchaste, improper or wicked mind. Because that's what non-devotees think. Kincha esha matir bhavadrishanam sadhunam kuto api kadachit api nodpadyate. But this type of wicked intelligence cannot come to great holy people like you. He's calling his father because the father is calling him as a sadhu. So he says, yes, I am a sadhu and you are a sadhu, and my intelligence is rotten and you have a wonderful brain, but you cannot have this type of rotten intelligence as I have. because that comes only by special grace. So he upahasan ahaya matiriti. So he is being sarcastic and speaking this to his father. Paratah idrishad guror anyato va swato va. He says this type of intelligence which I have cannot come from people like this guru who is standing here. That is the meaning of other. Cannot come from such people. Or by my own endeavor, swatova, mitho anyonyatova, or both combined together. That's not possible. So na bhipadyeta na sampadyeta. It is not possible to accomplish this, to have this, to achieve this. Kintu uttar grantha drashtya mahacharna rajo abhishek lipsarhita namite. So he says that can come only those who are desiring to have the dust from the feet of great devotees of the Lord. Tadiya svagatoti ratra sloke api geya. So this what he is thinking. He didn't say it, but he will speak it later on. Kesham grihavratanam grihasaktanam. So why? Because these people, they are very much attached to their house. So when you are attached to one thing, then you only understand things in relations to that. And then you cannot understand things which are not related to that. So if people are materially attached, then they cannot have spiritual knowledge. When one gives up material attachment, then spiritual knowledge is possible. So he says because these people are grihavratas, they are attached in house and things related to that. So therefore they have no qualification. They don't have adhikar to understand it. So what is that attachment? He says adantair avasikritair gobhir indriyais tamishram narkam. That they have not learned how to control their senses. Because the modern education is not to control your senses. So now they have very nice disease, they call it ADD. Right? Attention deficiency disease. And they cannot fix their mind on anything. Their minds, their body, everything is hyperactive. So such people cannot understand spiritual knowledge. So tamishram narkam, therefore they basically suffer. Nanu grihavrataha kadachit swargino api bhamanti. So he says, why do you go that they only go to hell, tamishra, darkness? Sometimes these people also go to heaven. Because among non-devotees there are also some well-behaved people, very moral, pious, they do social welfare. So they also go there and they enjoy in heaven. So he says, what is heaven? That is punas charvita charvanam. That swaparabhyam charvitaseva punah charvanam yesham tesham. He says that the enjoyment in heaven is the same, even if there are these apsaras. According to Indian scripture, there are heavenly girls which are called apsaras. So you go and enjoy. So he says they have been enjoyed for thousands of years by other people. So you also go. He says this is like a prostitute house, Vaishyalle. It's like prostitute is there, so many people come and enjoy with her. So heaven is also like that. So therefore it says Vaishyalle. Swargo vatulya. He says there is no difference between heaven and place of prostitution. Very good. So much about. That's why the devotees, they consider heaven and hell as tulya darshina. They consider them the same. No difference. That's their vision. Nate viduh swartha gatim hi vishnum durashaya te bahirarthamaninaha andhayathandhairupniyamana vachi shatantravrudam nibaddhaha. So he says that people, materialistic people, actually they do not understand that their real welfare is Lord Krishna. They think that being atheist, that is real pleasure or real welfare. But it says Nate viduhu swarth gatim hi Vishnu. That actual real selfishness, because selfishness is that which you think that you will be happy by doing that. But real selfishness is when you approach the real self. As Yagyavalkya says to Maitreyi, Nava are patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavati pitu atmane kamaya. So he says that the husband is not loved by wife for the sake of husband, but because of Atma. So Atma means Lord. Because Lord's presence is there, therefore husband is lovable, otherwise not. As soon as the wife thinks husband like Lord and husband thinks wife as goddess, then there is love. So that's why in Indian culture it was taught that you treat your husband like God and wife has to be treated as goddess. But if you don't have that vision, then everybody is just trying to exploit each other. And as long as there is some mutual benefit, there is a relationship. Otherwise it breaks down. So he says that our real welfare, because the real object of love is only God. And if there is some godly quality, some divine quality you feel in some person, then you may also love that person without even knowledge. But actually we cannot love anything other than God, it's impossible. We are not designed for that. But when we are in darkness, when we are in ignorance, then just like an intoxicated person who is intoxicated, he may be fallen in a ditch, but he thinks that he is sleeping on a nice couch. So that is because of his ignorance, his mind is not functioning properly. So like that people are intoxicated. Pitva mohomayim madiram unmutta bhutoyam jagat. This whole world is intoxicated by drinking the liquor called delusion, Maya. Maya itself is an intoxicating thing, so everybody is intoxicated. And in that intoxicated state, they do not understand what is really good for them. So we actually do not know what is really beneficial, what is shreyas for me. So therefore he says that Nate viduhu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. So this is the plight of people in general. And durashaya ye bahirarthamani. So why is that? Because of durashaya, their ashaya, their heart is not pure, not clean. It is filled with vasanas, material desires. So durashaya bahirarthamani, therefore they are only looking for external objects. And they remain entangled in that. Andhayathandhairupniyamana. So blind following another blind. So there are leaders in the society, they are blind. And we are following them. So these leaders themselves do not know what is the purpose of life. They themselves are not happy. They themselves are confused. And they are the leaders. Leader means one who leads. So they are leading, they are the one who are making program for our life. They are the one who are designing our education system. They are the one who are making laws for us. So in France, if you even light an agarbatti, then police can come in your house. You know this? Yes. You are not allowed to do these things. If your neighbor complains that you are lighting some agarbatti, then police can come. And the law is there. They don't want you to do any of these funny things. So they are our well-wishers, they are our leaders. So yatha andhair, andha yatha andhair upaniyamana. And vachisha tantrya muru namni bandha. So everybody is bound by the ropes of law. Uru damni means tight ropes, baddha bound, and vachisha tantri. So that tantra, it could be the tantra of Smriti Shastra, or at present it is the tantra. Tantra means discipline. So that law, tantra means law. So everybody is bound by the law. Although we think we are independent, but nobody is independent. So they give you some freedom. It's like you are in the prison. Inside the prison also there is some freedom. But the prisoner can think, I am free. But he is not. So we have a longer rope than those who are in prison. So you can do few more things, but you are also bound. So that is the situation of people in general. So now Hiranyakashipu, as if Hiranyakashipu is saying, Nanu re mudha mam indradi vandeva padapitham pitramapi vakropti vishayi kuruse. So he is saying, you fool, my feet are worshipped even by great personalities like Indra, and I am your father, and you are making fun of me. Shruno re kumate shruno. You stupid fellow, listen to me. Sukracharyasya sishya mahavidvansya stvad guruvaha kim sarva shastra tatparyam na jananti. He says that your teachers who are sons of Sukracharya, they are greatly learned people. So you think that they don't know the Shastra and only you know. Yatastebhyo adhitam artham nastvam sadhu manyase. And therefore what they have taught you, you do not consider that as appropriate, and you are speaking some other garbage. So when Hiranyakashipu said like this, then he speaks this verse. Saiti naiti. He says, Te swasya artharupam gatim vishnum navidum. So he says they do not know that our real destination, our goal is Lord Krishna. So how can I consider their knowledge as proper knowledge? Means you are going to some destination, and I know that what you are looking, you will not find it there. And then you are giving me directions how to find it. So how can I trust you? So he says they do not know. So Kimtu anartha rupang gatim swargadim eva jananti. He says that they only know heaven as their destination. This is the ultimate limit for them. But that is anartha. That is not desirable. That is not going to give you happiness. We already know Indra himself is suffering, all the devas they suffered. So people think that heaven is a wonderful place, but actually it is not. It is a place of anxiety and punas charvita charvananam. So who wants that? Yato durashaya. So why is that people do not know? Because their hearts are not clean. So just like if you are intoxicated and your mind is not working properly, then you cannot understand philosophy or some complex scientific formulas. If your hand is reeling, then you cannot concentrate. So because your mind is polluted by this chemical, alcohol. So like that, when our hearts are polluted by material desires, then we cannot see the truth. That is the impurity. Like Chetodarpan Mahaprabhu says, your heart, which is like a mirror, it becomes covered by the dust. Then you cannot see. Like if you have glasses and some dust comes on it, then you cannot see. So therefore people do not know what is the real purpose of life. Bahir Vishaya Sukham Anartham Eva Artham Mantum Shilam Yesham. So they are convinced that this external pleasure only will give them happiness. So that of course is the source of suffering, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that those who run after material pleasures, then dukhyane evate adyantavanta kaunteya teshu ramte buddha. So it is the source of suffering. That's all. So anyone who thinks that these vishayas, they will give happiness, then that is their delusion. Atas teva yadi vishnum na vidu tada katham tat shishya gyasyanti. So if they themselves do not know who is Vishnu, who is Krishna, then how their students will know? It is not possible. Sadrishtantamaha andhair upniyamanaha updishta margaha santo andhayatha garte patanti. So he gives an example, saying just like the blind person is leading and there are other people who are following and they are also blind. So they are bound to fall in some ditch sooner or later. So he says that is the situation. Vachi Veda Lakshanaya Tantriya Dirgrajva Uruni Damani Brahmanadi Namani Yasya Tasyam Karanbhim Badhvai Bhavanti. So he says these people, they are very much attached to the Vedic rituals and to the karmas prescribed there, not knowing what is the real purpose of the Vedas. Vasudeva Para Veda. So the real purpose of the Veda is to understand Vasudeva, Krishna, but they just remain absorbed only in the rituals and therefore they go up and down. Sometimes heaven, sometimes here, sometimes down, come up again. So that is the samsara, and there is no happiness in their life. So he continues to speak like this. I will stop here because I have to go to Dasa. If there is any question on this.
To ask to the these Hiranyakashipu qualities, as he was constantly irritated and angry, how could he did then tapasya, such a strong tapasya,
that is the quality of a good materialist. For material purpose they can be very fixed. They can, like you see many people, they are what they call as workaholics. They can work 18 hours, 20 hours and forget about eating. Or if you go to shopkeepers in Loi Bazaar, they can sit 10-12 hours, not move from there. Right? And very concentrated. This is tapasya. They don't eat in between. So they can do that. This type of concentration is only for sense pleasure. ठीक है.